All right. Good evening, everybody. So, hi and welcome to episode 2 of 2022 for our Leading Live. Before we introduce our topic, the team tonight, sorry, we want to share that we are team leading with success, right? And if it's your first time joining us here in our Leading Live sessions, our team provides a world-class end-to-end learning experience to raise the competencies of your organization, increase your business performance done with a happy heart. So, if you are an HR manager or a learning and development leader who needs a fun, creative, transformative, hands-on, excellent, live virtual, or an in-person workshop facilitator, we are your team. Team leading with success. So contact us either in our Facebook page or our email to schedule yours for your team for 2022. And I am Randy. I am the Managing Director for Training. And as usual, I will be your host tonight as we discuss a very interesting topic today. Okay. Joining us will be our newest member, Vault. So, kaway-kaway Jan. Okay. The serious but wise Erwin. Okay.
Hey everyone.
The ever reliable Nikki. Kaso walang video, sayang. It's okay.
Hey!
The amazing Coach Susie. And of course, our fearless leader, Bonnie, who, in fact, will introduce our topic tonight. So, Bonnie, off to you.
Yun, fearless talaga. So, bago ang lahat, number 10 tayo. Lenny Robredo. Samayo. Yes, Coach Susie, di ba? We have the platform. Use it. Okay. Our topic for right now in our show is self-starting habits. Okay, we were inspired by Nikki because she's going after her dreams. We're not going to tell you what those dreams are because it's her dreams. So she has made considerable progress and we're very excited for her. And
Yes.
so that's why when we had our last meeting, we said, hey, that's a very good topic for our next Leading Live. And so here we all are. So Randy, ano ba ang self-starting habits? And bakit ba natin siya kailangan pag-usapan for leadership and professional development in the workplace?
Exactly, Bonnie. So, I guess my first question to the group, right? What is a self-starter ba? Okay, in your own words, okay, if you ask, are you yourself a self-starter? Do you know people who are self-starters who have been successful, unsuccessful? Just anything. Who wants to start? Maybe si Nikki, no? Kasi
Yeah.
siya yung parang this topic was born out of our
Inspired.
discussion with her. So yeah, Nikki, go ahead.
Thank you, thank you. Also, I want to say super thanks sa team for the super lovely congratulations talaga. Na appreciate ko. Yeah, so for me, I think self-starter, 'di ba, somebody na meron siyang initiative, whether it's in the workplace or personal life, in their own business. Um, yun, somebody who's self-motivated. Kumbaga, parang not waiting for someone else, let's say, in the workplace, like a boss or a colleague or supervisor, basta someone else na itatap ka pa sa shoulder, uy, nagawa mo na ba to? Gusto mo ba to? Or whatever. Siya mismo yung lumalapit na, uy, parang interested ako dito. Or I want to start a project, I want to lead this, whatever, parang ganon. Na siya na mismo yung nag-initiate ng action.
Good. Awesome. Any other thoughts? Erwin, Vault, Coach Susie, or Bonnie?
Initiate.
I can give mine, Rand. So yeah, likewise with what Vicky mentioned, for me, self-starter is a person who has that initiative. But more than that, who has that passion to pursue that initiative and being able to craft or establish his own or her own roadmap in terms of being able to how do I achieve this? How do I achieve this goal? Right? Where do I start? What will be my journey? What will be my potential journey, and what's the end goal? Right. So it's not only the start, but the end goal as well. So for me, that's self-starting.
Good. Question to Coach Susie. Coach, can anyone be a self-starter? Or are others leaders or others are followers per se? Can you turn the other cheek and say, oh, instead of me being a follower, I'll be a self-starter? and start this journey? Wha-
Anybody can start anything that they want. A leader is not is not gender. A leader is someone who really just picks up and goes for what they want in life, and that's really anybody. It doesn't matter whether you're rich, you're poor, you have the tools, you're PWD. As long as you go for what you want, you're self-starter.
Agree.
Awesome. Walt, you have thoughts?
No, the first thing that comes to mind actually is the first habit of Stephen Covey, being proactive. Parang for me, if you're a self-starter, you don't wait for things to happen so that you will react. You're intentional. You want something, you have your vision, and then you do what needs to be done to get that vision into reality. Yeah.
Great. Awesome answers, guys. I'll pass it on to Bonnie. No? So, Bonnie, as one of the most famous self starters that I know,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh yes.
Correct, Coach Susie,
Yes,
right?
Oh
So,
yes.
yes.
Totoo yan.
when you started your journey, Bonds, how did you embrace those challenges, right? As a self starter.
I guess what I realize is tama si Erwin Don, end goals first, no? So when I wrote my end goals in 2017, and then I realized that my current path in 2017 was not fitting in to the journey of someone with that end goals. I realized I need to have the courage to live the life that I want. And I know everyone who's watching, it's the first thing talaga. What is your end goal in life? When you look back in your life, what is it that you will regret that you will not do? What are those things that you want to do? And so when I listed all of it, I realized, call it a midlife crisis if you will. It's just that, I realized that, okay, life is short and we cannot wait for perfection anymore. You gotta just do it. Because if you wait for perfection, and if you wait for someone else, by the way, if you wait for someone else to root for you, to cheer for you, to support you, maybe someone won't. Maybe it's you yourself who needs to do it. And then on your journey, you will meet people like our team now who will support you once you do it, once you make the next step, once you make the first move. Because really, if you're waiting for people to cheer you on or support you, they won't, because everyone's busy with their own lives. When they see you creating action and momentum, they will join you if they know what you want, if you share the vision to them, and so that's what I learned about being a self-starter. It's all about your end goal, and then why do you want that end goal? Is it similar to the path that you are right now? Will you regret not doing it if you don't do it? So if you're going to regret it at the end of your life, do it now. What's taking you so long? What's scaring you? What's your fear? Perfection will never happen. And so whether you fail or not, because the truth is everyone who succeeds fails more. I'll repeat that. Everyone who succeeds, you only see the overnight success. Oh, when they're successful, you'll see, oh wow, they're on the news, they're overnight success. No, actually they didn't. There's no such thing as overnight success. They failed so many times, and it's a humbling journey.
So you're talking about the journey, right? I'll go back to Nikki, no? So on this journey of you self-discovering yourself that you want to be a self-starter, how did you get
Yep.
past the discomfort and the fear na simulan ko na to? Instead of, oh, natatakot pa ako, I don't want to hold back muna. How did you cross that the fence kumbaga? That
Mm.
na masasabi mo na okay, I'll start this na.
Yeah.
With everything else, the fear leaving behind.
Yeah. Okay. I really can't speak about anyone else's experience now, but since you're asking my own experience, it's actually very helpful. Connect ko lang doon sa sinabi ni Bonds kanina na you just have to take the first step, 'di ba? And that other people see the overnight success they didn't see yung mga 10 times silang nalaglag, umiyak, ganyan. So with me, starting this journey, talking about this particular journey, that started this episode, I guess, um, it's actually not the first time I tried. Kumbaga parang I've tried so many times before. What I can speak to is the first time that I tried following any kind of dream, no? Kumbaga parang what people think kasi is when somebody like yung sinabi nga ni Bonnie, when somebody achieves something na parang wow, overnight success, it doesn't mean na yun yung first time that they tried, and also it doesn't mean na it's the only thing in their minds. um I know there's such a thing as yung focus, like ano yan, yung parang keep your eye on the prize and all these things. But I guess what I'm trying to say here is marami ka kasing magiging interests in life, 'di ba? There are so many things that you will want to pursue, or at least for myself. Um And then there are some things na kapag pinursu mo na sila, when you start doing it, may isip mo, ay, parang hindi ito yung path ko. Like yung sinabi nga ni Bonnie, di ba? Hindi ito yung path, so you will want to change. So, ganun lang din yung nangyari sa akin. The first time I tried something, parang, oops, parang hindi yata, di ba? It's just, you have to get the courage or muster up, parang ganun, the courage na parang, magpipivot ako, or um, magta-try ako ulit ng something, it could be something else, 'di ba? I guess what most people fear is yung judgment na parang ay magsa-start ka ulit sa zero, or ay iba naman, parang hindi ka na napirmi sa isa, parang ganon. Yun yung kumbaga ang point ko is it's not so much the first step, but just the idea of doing the first step that you have to, or at least for me, that I had to overcome. Yes, kasi yung first step naman is pag hindi mo alam, you just research eh, 'di ba? For example, you don't know step one, ask Google. Google almost always has everything, 'di ba? So in terms of not knowing anything about whatever it is that you want to do, Google, research, ask people, 'di ba? You don't necessarily have to do like parang from step 0, 10 agad ganyan. But the main thing, for anybody listening wanting to start something or not sure if they want to start something, the main thing that I really believe that you have to overcome first is yung judgment na parang, I'm going to be a beginner in this point in time, di ba? Magsa-start ako ulit. I'm going to ask stupid questions, quote unquote, stupid questions. I'm going to ask stupid questions. I'm going to bother people, di ba, Bonnie? Nahiya pa ako mag-bother ng people. So, yung ganon, it's just some things that, yung mindset talaga din is very important. Because syempre, nasa mind mo muna, di ba, before you take the action. So, ayun, parang it's a long winding way of saying you really have to take care of how you think first and then take action.
Good. Dami kong narinig kay Nikki na I don't know how to do this. I need to go to Google. So, coach, from a risk mitigation perspective, how will you mitigate the risk of that uncertainty? Na, is this gonna work? Okay? Am I gonna fulfill the dream or the journey that I want to go to? How will you mitigate that risk from your perspective?
Ask someone who's an expert in that field. Ask them out for coffee. Can I ask you a few questions on what a job in this kind of business is like? What are the hours like? What's the pay like? It's just a coffee experience. It's lots of fun to be in that kind of situation.
Napaka-organic ng sagot ni Coach Susie. I love that. Bonnie,
Tama.
balik ko sa'yo, Bonnie. If from your perspective, si Coach sabi, let's have coffee. I'll talk to you, pick your brain, ano experience mo dito, share with me. Okay? You again as the famous self-starter here. What's your take on that?
Ako, get a job or try to earn an income almost immediately from the path that you want to choose. And so that's what I did. Una muna I gave away value for free. I started as I just really wanted to teach meditation. That's the first path that I wanted. That's
Bonnie, can you expound on value for free? para maintindihan ng viewers natin.
Oh, okay. I created a Facebook group about guided meditation, and then it became law of attraction, and then I met uh, I met a partner there, si Neka, for neurolinguistic programming, and then we launched our masterclass. And then I approached a training consulting company, and the owner was Leslie. Leslie became my mentor. Hi, Leslie, and since still a friend, and ganun yung nangyari. Tama si Coach Susie, ask someone who has been there. Leslie has been there for 20 years. And yeah, and she's generous to share her knowledge, and then do it. Yun naman, do it. So doon naman sa masterclass namin ni Neka, we did it. So we created a digital course during that time in 2017. And yeah, so that's the two steps that I did. I really did meet someone. At the same time, I took the fastest path to earn an income to that dream that I want. Because let's be practical here, we need to eat. We need to eat and pay our bills. So whatever it is that you want to reach your end goal, you still need to eat and pay your bills, right? So how can you get there while having your living expenses, almost super low, that you can take care of chasing that dream, not in a very pressured way, in a way that you're enjoying the process because you're not so bothered where are you going to get, how you're going to eat tomorrow or paying the bills. That's the number one challenge of entrepreneurs. And so it's always better for entrepreneurs to have low OPEX or no capital to start there, and then earn an income, and then whatever you do, just revolve that capital instead of, so you have a big vision, but then you start small because you don't want to be in debt, right? Because that's the biggest risk of all. In risk assessment, I managed, someone asked me, they're going to put up a convenience store and asked me, is a loan a good idea? And I said, my principle in business, as in my personal finance, is that I only spend what I have or what other people wants to spend with me, which means that I mitigate and divide the risk with another person. Hey Michelle, come here. Let's co-found.
Where are you, Michelle? Why are you not here today?
I know, we miss you, Michelle. So hey Michelle, come here. Let's co-found Leading with Success, right? So hey Neka, let's launch a digital masterclass. Hey Leslie, can I be one of your training consultants back then? So you mitigate the risk at the beginning until you can already stand on your own and say, I have very minimal living expenses. Whatever it is, I can live tomorrow. Whatever failure I have, I can live tomorrow. It's not going to be a big deal. And so that's how I mitigate the risk.
Good. So Nikki, Coach Susan, Bonnie gave us an insight of the mindset, of the person. So Volt, let's go into specifics. Okay, what are since you started it kanina with Stephen Covey, what are the different habits, characteristics, or attributes that a self-starter should have?
Yeah, I think the first step, if you listen to Bonnie and Nikki, I think before the first step is the step 0, which is having that end goal very clearly. No, I think it's hard to start when you don't know where you're going because you don't know which direction you will take. So that's the first habit. Make sure that you know where you're intending to go. And then map your roadmap, how to get there, like what Bon said. Find out the steps, ask the experts, as Coach Susie said. That's the knowledge, that's the habit that you really need, learning, and I think Bonnie is very very strong in this one, learning. That's the habit that you should have. Always strive to learn, always ask questions and try them out. There's no 100%, as everyone said. As soon as you get a knowledge of how to get to the next step, how to raise your foot, then go ahead and do it immediately. And I like what I think it was Admiral McRaven who said it, no? Parang always begin your day with something that, with the task that you've completed. No? In his case, it was make your bed, no? So I think it's the army as well. Eh? When you keep doing, when you keep starting your day with, a task that you will complete and something that you can be proud of, it will carry you throughout the whole day. And with that, with that passion, with that encouragement, tapped with the end that's in your mind, it's very easy to step forward, no, versus you don't know what you're going to do or what you're going to do next, and you feel baka hindi ko magawa. But if you have that first task completed, which is as easy as making your bed or probably deciding not to check your phone as soon as you wake up, then that's something that
Right.
will carry you throughout the day, and gives you the discipline to learn and to take action. Yeah.
Awesome. Incredible. Excellent. So, kanina Bonnie touched on failure, no? Erwin, how can you harness the power of failure to your advantage in terms of starting something, regardless if it's a small thing or if a big thing, you have your mindset, but how can you turn that failure into something positive from your end?
Yeah, thank you, Rance, for that. So it's really learning from it.
Oh.
It's learning from the experiences from the failure. Like they always there's a quote, fall down seven, rise up eight times. So if you continue doing the same thing without keep on failing on the same thing without really learning why you failed or acknowledging what are the things that you learned in that journey. The famous quote of Albert Einstein, you keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. We all know what that means, right? So it's really learning from those failures, understanding why you failed. Like Coach Yusi mentioned, uh, know someone who can help you improve on those failures. Be it if you need to be more um, granular in terms of really highlighting specific items or specific things we want to improve on from a personality standpoint, from being able to talk to people, then do those. Self-start those. It's difficult. It's to be all of us know that uh, not knowing what you don't know is can be terrifying at first. You don't know what's gonna happen going away. Stepping out of your comfort zone. But it's from those experiences that you learn. It's from those experiences that if you either you fail or succeed, you've learned something. It probably Rans, to kind of build up into that, kind of flip it around in such a way that if you succeed into a particular endeavor or initiative, you can still learn from those, right? Doesn't necessarily mean you can't learn from those. Doesn't necessarily mean you only learn from your failures. You can also learn on why you succeed in a particular initiative or in a particular effort that you really want, that you're really. So yeah, it's really that's to your question, Rans. It's how for me that's how you harness that those experiences, those failures, is really learn from it. Don't take them don't take them for granted. Don't take those experiences for granted because at the end of the day, if they kind of fall down into their own spots, along the way, along your journey, it will really help you kind of carve out your what you want in life.
I'll jump to Coach Susie and still talking about failure within this. No, so I know, Coach, you've helped a lot of people. Them coming to you, starting with a failure, right? How do you cultivate that mindset or that culture now? Failure is just here. It's not gonna be here forever. What do you say to those people na parang baon na ako sa failure. I can't get out of this.
Ah, when people believe that the failure is because of a situation or because someone backbit them or because the environment is not right, they actually are stronger than when they say, I failed because I'm stupid, because I'm incompetent, because I don't know how to do something. So the first technique is to focus it on what are the things outside that created it because you have internally what makes it happen in the end. So to phrase it, it's not about you, it's about the situation. So you just gotta look at what abilities you have because you know you're great, and then manage the situation rather than the situation is like that. You're such a poor performer. You better just uh you better just do something else because nothing's going to happen to you because you don't know how to do anything. So it's always it's you, it's not you, it's something else that's outside the problem.
Excellent. Thank you, Coach
Can
Susie.
I add
Sure.
something then?
Go ahead, Mickey. Go ahead.
Yeah. Since we're talking about failure and stuff like that, I just remember I keep telling what I tell my students before and my coaching clients before then is failure is feedback. It's simply feedback. Diba? It's you did something, parang you took action and then something happened. It's just a matter of ano yung nangyari and how it relates to what you did, 'di ba? And it's not necessarily kasi as humans we like to label things as good or bad, 'di ba? And I'm not saying this as a blanket ano na parang nothing's good and nothing's bad. It's a long discussion. But what I'm trying to say here is in terms of at the very least in terms of like yung professional advancement or personal development, trying things out and going for your passion or going for a higher position, for example, and things like that. When you do something, when you decide to do something, and then nagkaroon ng occurrence, whatever it is, di ba? Kung ano yung result, yun, that's the word I'm looking for. Kung ano yung result na mangyari because of your action, it's feedback, di ba? And as Erwin said, 'di ba? So from there dun mo malalaman, okay, was this the right step? Depende dun sa end goal ko, 'di ba? So it doesn't necessarily mean failure in the word failure, like you failed, 'di ba? It's just a feedback of okay, siguro ibang step naman, 'di ba? I forgot who said this, parang sabi niya success is a lousy teacher, 'di ba? So every time na merong konting misstep or medyo siguro not necessarily failed hindi medyo ano kasi yung word na yun, 'di ba? Medyo heavy but perhaps medyo it took you longer siguro or whatever. For me, it's just feedback. You learn, you really learn. And I know cliche, di ba? Parang, I know there are some people listening na parang, like ko na lang naririnig yan. Failures, it's not failure until you, whatever, di ba? Meron ng sawang-sawanas na narinig. But it's cliche because it's true.
It's
di ba?
true. That's right.
It's true. So, um, yun. Ayun, that's just, I wanted to ask that. I'm sorry, I want to add that, yun.
Naunahan mo ako. I was about to, nakasulat na, feedback. Naunahan mo ako. So good on you, Nikki. I'll jump to Bonnie. Two-part question, Bonnie. Okay, how important are milestones within that journey of yours, right? And how do you, what are the different techniques to build a self-starting team? Hindi na individual, yung team na siya from a team perspective.
Wow, ang hirap ng tanong.
First question muna, milestones. How important are milestones? Sige.
Milestone.
Yeah.
Ako kasi di ba vision person ako, parang I share the vision. And then I ask the person, do you wanna join me? Okay, so, and the rest are, I actually brainstorm and plan with the team. That's what we did, di ba? And then I figure it out along the way with you guys. I don't treat you as I'm the smartest one here. I don't, that's not the mentality that I have. The mentality that I have is, I have you guys because you guys are smart. And that's why we're together as a team. You know, you're my equal and everyone is my equal. And so that's how that's how I think of the people that I work with. If they're not my equal, then why would I want to work with them? Why would they be on my team? So I never, it's, you know, it's never in that, I mean, right? If you think that the person isn't qualified for your team, then why get them? Why trust them, right? So For me, it's always if you trust your team, and I trust my team always. Whoever is in my team, I look at them in that lens of trust, and honesty and transparency. That this is the vision that I've shared with you. How can we figure out a way to get to that vision? And it's for us, it has always been the number one thing that I believe I have an intention of for our team is psychological safety, because you guys have shared the income goal that you want, and because of that, I am also very clear that if that's the income goal that we all want, then this is where we need to hit. That's the first one. The creating a self-starter team, I guess it's all about the vision. I mean, you guys, again, I share the vision always. I repeat that. I say it in our meeting, and then I place it in our chat group. And then when you guys like it, I ask questions. It's always been that way for us. There's some sort of psychological safety. In a way, I believe that's it. The psychological safety keeps us going, because it really isn't what if we fail, because we are all figuring it out as we go along. So it wasn't Randy, Erwin, Volt, why didn't we have this? It wasn't like it's never like that. It's always, here's where we want to go. How do we go to that area? And that's our everyday intention and question. Psychological safety comes first, because I don't want, if I am a teammate, I want to enjoy working with the people I'm with. And so that's the team that I want to be with as well. I want them to enjoy working with me, not in a way that we are all, it's also a weakness, because sometimes there are people who gets pressured and they perform. And
Mm.
maybe that's something that I also need to do. It's just that I enjoy having fun more. It's fun and freedom and psychological safety. Those are my values: honesty, transparency. I just live those. The self-starting, it's all on you guys. It's I ask questions, and then okay, I think we want to do this. Okay, and so for us, it's that way. Maybe when we grow, maybe we can go pressure ourselves more. But right now it's more about how to enjoy working together, because I believe that's why we still are together.
Right.
That's my answer.
It's a
At least,
two-part question.
yeah, at least that's from my point of view of how we work together, and how I process it.
Sige, I'll jump to Coach Susie. Coach, how important is it na you know yourself before starting it? Kasi like example, gusto ko maging singer. Okay, I want to be, I don't know, gusto ko maging singer, gusto ko maging artista. I don't have the voice for it. I don't have the appearance for it. Like, how does that mess with your psyche na gusto ko to, pero I don't have the aptitude for it, diba? I don't have the looks for it. Just that example at least.
Question
And
ko yata
obviously,
yan.
maraming ibang example across different industries na I want this, pero wala palang aptitude sa business, etc. How does that psyche mess up with if you're gonna start or not?
Ah, well, in the first place, right? It's not all in one, or one for everything, right? Uh, let's say singer, for example. So you have you need a voice, right? But then there are many other tools that make up that there to make tool sets that make up that career anyway. So maybe you will not be Whitney Houston, but can you be someone lower than that, or have a different type of career, like say maybe a someone who is in a string quartet, for example. I think people are just so obsessed with trying to be the perfect fit for that kind of career when there's really no such thing. And and the career is made up of so many skills, personalities, characteristics, experiences that you can create and customize yourself to fit that career anyway. So I wouldn't right away say, no, I cannot be a doctor because I hate blood, right? Well, trillion types of doctors
Different
anyway,
types. Yep.
different types. So you just gotta find the niche wherein you can play
Mm.
that will make you happy, rather than all of a sudden say, no, it can't be done. And you will find your own way in the end.
Galing talaga ni Coach. Grabe, no?
Di
Yes.
ba,
So
Bon?
yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, Erwin.
Now, very, very quickly lang, no? I guess we have to battle our own stereotypes. I guess we have to remove those barriers of, because we have our own biases, we have our own stereotypes when it comes to things. And I do agree with Coach Susie that, when you say a word, what jumps into your mind? Oh my God, remove that, explore that area first and remove those stereotypes, remove all of those things that you kind of knew, that you thought you knew about that particular career or about the particular space that you wanna go into, and be open in terms of knowing more about it. Open your mind, open your mind in terms of what other information, what other things that might be new to you, within that space that you didn't know about. So just be open, remove your stereotypes as much as you can, and be open into endless possibilities that space might give. So just wanted to
People
add
are
that.
people are so flexible, and their talents and skills are so flexible. There's always a way to fit it in, for as
Yeah.
long as you redefine you have a better definition of where you want to go. A founder like Bonnie will be a different from a founder like NECA, but there's both founders anyway, right? So rather than thinking why I cannot do it, you move and find out what combinations I can make in order to make myself successful in the career I want.
I think if I,
Galing.
if
Can
I
I
may add,
also add? I sorry.
yeah, no, it just reminds me of Elon Musk, di ba? I mean, everyone called him crazy for all the projects that he wanted to start. And in particular, no, SpaceX. Parang he knew he didn't know how to build rockets, di ba? And the engineers that he was talking to said they don't want to join something so crazy. But kumbaga, parang Elon, no, decided to learn how to make rockets. And there we go, di ba? Parang instead of focusing on what he cannot do, uh, and how others are limiting him, he decided to, let me do something about it, because I refuse to believe that, I can't do this. And I refuse to believe that I can't do this because I can't do this part. So he did
Mhm.
something, di ba?
Go ahead, Nikki.
Yeah, actually along the lines of what Walt said, kasi there are people um na like sabihin na lang natin in my own experience na there was a time when I wanted to do something, naisip ko rin na parang I'm not qualified, 'di ba? Parang ganun. But the next step is to learn about it. 'Di ba? Kasi parang take classes, enroll, 'di ba? Ganyan, parang learn from you. Ang dami ng information right now. And
Right.
again, going back to being a self-starter, 'di ba? So if you want to invest your time, ang daming free resources. But if you want to contract your time, if you want to learn faster, 'di ba? Pay a mentor, hire a coach, enroll in a course, ganyan. Hire leading with success. So, 'di ba? May konting pitch.
Good segue.
Yes, but you get my point, 'di ba? Sa anyone listening, like for example, yun na nga, for example, singer, dancer, or not even yung in the entertainment or arts, any kind of profession, 'di ba? You get a feel of it first, 'di ba? And enroll in a class. Like for example, you want to be a baker and you feel like you don't know how. Yung next step is to try to bake, 'di ba? Learn the techniques. And then what if habang inaaral mo pa naisip mo, oh my god, ayoko pala tong gawin. You saved so much time, 'di ba? Ang dami mong na-save na heartaches and gastos, yung loans, 'di ba? Or other stuff na you really would have experienced, whether good or bad, at least doon pa lang sa experience of learning it, 'di ba, trying it out, you will realize na, parang hindi ko pala talaga to gusto. 'Di ba? O di next experience, what do you want to try? And what Coach Susie said, kasi iba-iba naman talaga yung, in terms of aptitude, alam mo yun, like parang, who's judging you anyway? 'Di ba? And most of the time, it's ourselves. Tayo yun. Sa isip pa lang natin, parang hindi ko talaga kaya, or hindi ako magaling, or whatever. And the other side of that as well is, why do you want to do something in the first place, 'di ba? If you really just want to do it because you feel good, it makes you feel very happy, do you really have to professionalize it? Like, kung gusto mo maging singer, just sing, 'di ba? You really don't, I mean, you really don't need to find somebody to pay you for it if you really would just want to do it. 'Di ba? Kami ng mga sisters ko, whenever we want to, parang get together lang kami to sing with, 'di ba, with each other. It's fun. It's a celebration for us, and we don't really need someone else paying us to tell us that we're singers. We don't even have to sing like parang yung correct pitch, 'di ba? It's just really fun. So yun yung other side of it as well. So yeah, that's it.
Talent tayo kay Bonnie, no? So, ang daming nasabi ni Nikki and ni Coach Susie regarding that. When you started Bonds, how did you handle the peer pressure? Na you cannot do this. Mag-isa ka lang, kulang ka ng pera, etc., etc. How did you handle that?
Walang ganun eh. Bakit ba?
Walang ganun. Okay.
Oh, people know me. I guess people know me as someone who doesn't listen.
Hindi, yan na yun. Yan na yung answer mo. Yeah.
It's something, it's the craziness. I guess she will try it out anyway, or it's yun na nga eh, in that midlife, I don't know, call it midlife crisis or what you will. It's do it now or else regret it later eh. Parang ganun yung nangyari eh. And so, yung peer pressure wasn't there anymore. In fact, what I found was, when you start just one step, and then you tell people, ito yung isa sa mga may mga ganito, ito yung mental model that I have, that other people, baliktad yung mental model nila. Yung mental model ng ibang tao is, uy, may idea ka, huwag mong sabihin sa iba, kasi kokopyahin nila. And though there are people who did that to me in the past, the mental model that I have still pays and still plays such a positive sum game if I retract to yung opposite mental model na don't tell other people your idea because they're going to steal that idea. What I found is, when I share to people what I want to do, and if they say, yeah, I'm still gonna do it anyway, to try it out, to experience it. And then that's when I'm going to evaluate. So, was it fun? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? That's it. Was it worth it? Was it as fulfilling as you think it was going to be when you thought of it? And so, yun na nga, pain plus reflection, yun yung sabi mo early. Pain plus reflection equals progress. And so, yung peer pressure, actually, madaming helpful people. There are a lot of, we are a team, di ba? We are a team because of that. Because I shared to you guys what we want to do, and I shared to people what I want to do, and people said, actually, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, and people will actually help you on your journey. So that's what I found. The mental model that I have is, when you want to do something, share it to people. If you think your family is not going to support you, then don't share it to them. Share it to people who are supportive of you, of whatever it is that they support you with. If there are peer pressure for you and negative feedback for you not to do it, listen and mitigate that risk. Listen and mitigate that risk, and then continue to do what you want to do. And then that's it. For me, the mental model of sharing what you want to do still plays such a big role in the next step, in what is it that's going to happen, instead of the other mental model of, no, don't tell anyone your next step. I like building in public. So even if I fall flat on my face, like parang yung embarrassing moment na nadapa ka, no, I still I still celebrate that with everyone. Try again in a few seconds. Sorry, si Google. Na, I still celebrate that with everyone. Na, hey, I tried. So, I tried, and this is the result, everyone. And so,
Okay, medyo naghang si Bonnie doon. It's okay. So, I guess we're at the time now we can I can get your final thoughts and final takeaways regarding our topic, no? So, we'll start off with Nikki since she started this whole thing. Nikki?
Yes, actually, to Bonnie's point, no, about having support and telling people about your dreams. What I want to say is being a self-starter, again, whether it's in your like personal or professional advancement, being a self-starter doesn't ever mean that you have to go it alone. Hindi po, magkaiba po yun. Like, being a self-starter just means, yun nga, earlier definition natin, di ba, you're taking action, initiative, proactive, ganyan. But, you can be proactive and also have the support, di ba? Because at the end of the day, totoo naman to, hindi natin siya magagawa mag-isa. Di ba? There's always, um, there will
A
always
support
be
group.
people. Oo, support group, ganyan. So, ayun, you don't have to go it alone.
Thank you, Nikki. Coach Susie.
Success is really not a lot. It's just being a nice person. Just be a nice person because people will help you when people like you. So that is the only way to success.
Short and sweet. Vault?
Yeah, as weird as it sounds, no? Learn from Super Mario. No, that's what's been coming into my mind, no? Just a few minutes ago. Because when you start something, you know, when I started playing Super Mario Brothers, my goal I knew from the start is to finish the game. No, so I knew from the start that I wanted to win, and I knew that I had to play to win. No, meaning I had no other choice than to just keep repeating it until I learn it, which is what was mentioned earlier. You learn from your mistakes. I can't remember how many times I played Super Mario before I actually finished the game. As bad as it sounds, it took me years, no, but I got it, and I never stopped because I knew that was my end goal, and I kept playing not just to play and end at stage 1, but I played until I won. So yun. Thanks.
Erwin?
Yeah, so I think for me to just start with the end in mind. I think that's one of the thoughts that I wanted to share. Final thoughts that I wanted to share with everyone. Start with the end in mind, and it will not be a straight up journey. You might need to. There might be some rights and lefts along with your journey, but as long as you get to that end goal, you'll be able to tell yourself if you really succeed or not. So that's all for me, guys.
And finally, Bonds, to close us off.
Maybe confidence, no? Kasi I posted a poll kung ano yung communication skills that they wanted to learn. Top of mind of everyone is influencing. They voted in LinkedIn. Second is confidence. And so second is confidence. Actually, third is public speaking or presenting. And fourth is assertiveness. So far, with 3,944 views of the poll, that's the result. So maybe it's really also having confidence in yourself na even na you'll figure it out, you'll learn it. Repetition is mastery. Mitigate the risk, and yeah, end goal in mind. But having that confidence within yourself is key to starting anything. And procrastinating is, there's no such thing as perfect. And so, not being able to start sometimes is dreading that you're not going to do it right or correctly. That's the sometimes it's the barrier to starting. So just begin and you won already.
Thank you, Bonnie. So, for all our budding self-starters there, sa lahat ng nakikinig, lahat ng nanonood, if you need more information, more training about this, okay, you can contact us, Leading with Success, at our email address, leadingwithsuccess@gmail.com. You may also visit our Facebook page, Leading with Success. You may also check out some different Leading Live episodes at our YouTube channel, Leading with Success. We will post this episode very shortly. So yeah, you'll be notified of those new episodes if you subscribe and follow our YouTube channel as well. And we are eager to know what your professional or leadership development topics or requirements that you want to learn from us. And we are more than happy to help you guys. Okay? So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody from Erwin, Volt, Coach Susie, Nikki, and of course, Bonnie, for joining us today in episode 2 of Leading Live 2022. And yeah, that is it for tonight. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Hey, guys.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everybody.
Bye.
Thanks.